We are honored today to have Miss Christine Flowers-Ewing with us. And Christine is a friend. I have to tell our audience, Christine is a friend, and she has a bio and a resume that is like unreal. I've spoken on panels with her before. She had, I thought I did good by going to NYU. She has 4 degrees. She's been a college professor. She is a rock star, but her most important job is what she is doing right now as the executive director of Keep California Beautiful. Christine, welcome today to Green is Good.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on, John. I'm just so thrilled to do the show with you.
Oh, well, we're honored to have you. And why don't you tell our listeners out there who are going to be hearing the show what Keep California Beautiful is all about? What's their mission or vision statement?
Well, Keep California Beautiful is a statewide nonprofit that's been around about 20 years, and we've actually just gone through a new rebranding, a new mission, vision, value, goals process.
Right.
And so our new vision statement is California, the most beautiful and cleanest state in the nation.
Hey, Mike, that sounds great, doesn't it?
Well,
isn't it great?
It's beautiful, and keeping it clean works for me.
Well, yeah, and you know what? That can mean so many things. We're talking clean air, clean water, clean in our neighborhoods. And when we look at this, we're primarily focused on working with individuals, state, local governments, bringing communities and corporate responsibility together through strategic initiatives, and volunteer action. That's very important. Volunteer action to preserve and protect California's beautiful and natural resources for generations to come. We have to look beyond what's immediately in front of us.
What are the guiding principles of Keep California Beautiful? How do you message it, and how do you then bring people in and get excited about what you're doing?
Well, our 3 guiding principles, we like to talk about the E's because, it's all easy. We've got education, which is prevention, resources, programs and tools, and legislation to support positive progress. We have efforts, which is about promoting volunteer efforts and working together. And we have what we call endorse enforcement. It's vital to success because consequences and legislation will support positive progress when we need it to be there. So we're really not, we really hate that enforcement side, but it's important.
Got it.
So those are the principles, but if we look and shift at what our core values are,
yep,
it's efforts of one result in the power of many. And when we say that, one can be an individual, one can be a family, one can be a neighborhood, one can be a city, one can be a county, one can be a governmental agency such as a city government, one can be the state agencies that I work with, one can be, with those state agencies, some of them have the budget of, a small country. One is an interesting number.
Well, we're all about change here at Green is Good, and we want our listeners to be able to help you change the world, Christine. So tell us a little bit about what you're working on right now, like what's coming up at KCB, and also what's going on for the rest of the year. Tell us because you yourself are an amazing person with more energy than any other human being I know. Tell us what you're focused on.
Well, right now we're focused. And as far as KCB, we have our program partners. So I need to put this out. People
Sure.
think that KCB has a huge staff.
Yeah.
We don't. KCB has a staff of 1.5 paid staff and a student intern.
Wow.
KCB is really Californians.
Wow.
And it means our board members, our board member organizations, the communities that partner with us, the Keep California Proud Community Program member cities, and the Keep America Beautiful local affiliate system, and the individuals in California. So I want to put that right out on the table. That
means our listeners here in the Valley. And there's a little rumor I heard that you were here in the Valley this week. Tell us why.
Well, I was down in I did a day trip to Fresno. It's a big state, and I have to be all over the place.
Okay.
I came to Fresno to work and support with the Waste Board a training about illegal dumping programs and how to have a successful illegal dumping program in these trying times. Illegal dumping is a huge issue.
That's a huge issue.
And actually, I got Fresno highlighted in a little TV segment I did with a reporter.
Really?
Well, Fresno's having some issues, and they're doing a great job with enforcement on illegal dumping. And the latest thing that's happening, so I'm going with the state and helping do trainings throughout the state, and we were in Fresno.
Right.
But just recently, it's been coming up that there are people who are illegally dumping tires and other materials on foreclosed homes.
Oh, man, that is...
Is that not the most despicable thing?
You know, we've seen that just in our travels around town. Yeah,
that is so
Fresno was able to share with us some of their issues. We've had it happening in Oroville. It's happening all over the place.
Well, and thank God for you and that you're part of Keep California Beautiful. And we're going to come back after this commercial break, and we're going to talk about what you're going to do the rest of the year coming up.
Thanks.
If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good, and we have as our guest today one of the real green rock stars of California, Christine Flowers-Ewing, who is the executive director of Keep California Beautiful. And Christine is going to be explaining to our audience how you can now become part of the movement to keep California beautiful and to become part of the solution. Christine, welcome back.
Hi, thanks so much.
Hey, why don't you talk a little bit about you have so many amazing initiatives that you're working on, and you're doing so much. You're up and down the state, as you were just discussing about what you were doing here in California, in Fresno last week. Tell us a little bit about what other major initiatives you have upcoming. And in fact, before we even get to the major stuff, tell us about next week. What are you doing next week?
Well, next week, we have a day. So this is the time frame of what's called the Great American Cleanup, March, April, and May. Lots of volunteer activities going on throughout the country. I mean, it's huge. And California has quite a few. We support local efforts for cleanup, beautification efforts, graffiti abatement. And so we've been doing that since March and through April. And what we do one day out of this time frame, we partner with the state agencies. So it's not about the volunteers so much, but it's about partnership with agencies. So on May 6th, that is our statewide, what's called the statewide Litter Collection Enforcement and Beautification Day. And we have multiple state agency partners that are all pulling together to help us do that. And it's on a Wednesday, so you don't vision huge masses of volunteers doing stuff.
Right.
But every Californian can participate on that day. And
for all our listeners, where can they go? Can they go to a website and see where they can jump in and become part of the solution?
Well, what they can do on this day, we have information on our website.
Okay.
And we do have some communities in every place in the state. Caltrans and CHP are doing what's called joint litter collection and enforcement.
Okay.
And so they're out that day, all the Caltrans staff collecting litter. CHP is out checking for load control and making sure that loads are tarped and tied and enforcement. And some communities, it's a Wednesday, so it's tough. They don't set up a lot of volunteer activities, but they may have something going on. So they can look at our website or they can look at their community.
And why don't you throw the website out there so our listeners can jump in?
Our website is www.keepcaliforniabeautiful, spelled out, .org. And
that's simple.
So if they get to the front page, they'll see what we're doing.
Beautiful.
But what they can do, what's happening statewide on that day, besides Caltrans and CHP, statewide we are launching our reusable bag campaign.
Great.
A great new image is coming out. It's called Got Your Bags. And it's about behavior change. And so in Southern California, Albertsons has partnered with us. And in Northern California, Save Mart has partnered with us. So we have over 485 locations that are going to start using our image. It's just a very simple, clean, Got Your Bags logo.
Oh.
And it's a reminder for people. A lot of people have reusable bags. They forget them and leave them in the car.
That is just really, really great information for our listeners. That's awesome.
It's simple. It's not paper or plastic anymore.
Right.
It's bring a reusable bag. And a reusable bag can be any kind of reusable bag.
Right.
It doesn't exclude plastic bags.
Huh.
So, and then this image also means bring your bags back for recycling, because there still are going to be film plastic bags all over
That's
you
right.
see them at all kinds of stores.
Sure.
It's not just the grocers and pharmacies, but you can bring those back to your store for recycling. So we're starting this movement, and then we'll be following up with a volunteer effort with our communities to take stencils and have permission from the retailers to stencil in the parking lots the same image. So It's very clear, very clean. It's like the Got Milk campaign for bags.
Got it. And so that's this coming week. That's on May 6th.
That we're rallying that around May 6th. And we're also rallying what we're calling our Secure Load Equals Clean Roads campaign.
Tell us about that.
Well, what that is we've got CHP, Caltrans, the Don't Trash California campaign, which is a public education campaign, and we've brought some industry partners together. Department of Motor Vehicles is on board with us, too. And the messaging, it's very important when you look at what we call Secure Loads Equals Clean Roads. This is really important, and what's in it for California?
Got it.
Quality of life. Get rid of the unsightly trash and debris and make California even more beautiful. That's easy.
That's wonderful. We love that here.
Traffic safety. Reduce the potential for serious traffic accidents, injuries, and property damage.
Got it.
Liability. Minimize the possibility of major fines, criminal penalties, and lawsuits for violations.
Okay.
The environment. This is going to help enhance water quality, ensure healthy marine, bird, and mammal life because it's going to reduce the debris that ends up on the sides of the roads, that ends up in the stormwater, that ends up in your water course, that goes out into your rivers, bays, and oceans.
So how can our listeners be part of that program?
Well, what they can do is all they need to do is make sure every time that they are driving their vehicle,
right,
that they're using it to transport materials, tying stuff onto their cars and trucks, that they do it properly. The only thing that's supposed to escape a vehicle is feathers from a live bird and hay. And you and I both know that everything's come flying off of these vehicles.
So what's a simple solution? Like, where can they,
They can look on our website, but very simply, they can get a tarping system and make sure they secure their loads and report any violators.
Is that on your website?
Yes.
KeepCaliforniaBeautiful.org, is there the tarp system that they can purchase?
Yes, and the great thing with this company is they see the value in working with us, so they are willing to give any Californian, any company, any agency a 10% discount if they use a coupon code that we have on our website through August 31st, and then they will also give us a donation back so that we can continue the public education messaging.
Okay, so this is very cool. Say, example, you're listening, you have a pickup truck, and on occasion you haul stuff around. What you're saying is you can go to the KeepCaliforniaBeautiful.org website, print out a coupon that will get you a 10% discount on a tarp that'll keep your load tied down, keep you from getting fined, keep you from spilling stuff off the back of your pickup truck that could end up in our gutters, end up in the oceans as it goes through the storm drains. Maybe it's just some paper that ends up on the vehicle behind you on their windshield and causes somebody to have a crash. You can get a 10% discount on these tarps and also be helping keep California beautiful with a donation at the same time?
Yes, they will donate back to us.
That is so great.
It's huge.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's also going to save millions of tax dollars because, Caltrans spends almost $60 million a year collecting litter, just Caltrans.
Oh.
But we're not even talking about your local governmental agencies that are out there dealing, and we're not just talking about there's the cleanup of what's out there, but let's talk about the liability and the safety issues and the traffic.
Oh.
I have to tell you, I know way too much about load control. I was driving back from Fresno, and I'm behind a truck that has a lot of pallets and fruit boxes from
sure
on it, stacked way high,
from the
tied.
Yep.
I couldn't drive behind him because it didn't look like he really had it tied well, and one of those could come flying off. When vehicles don't have those materials tied down well, it can fly off. Ladders, you name it, it can come off of a vehicle, and it can be a problem. I hate to get into it, but people die from accidents with stuff coming off of vehicles, and they swerve to miss it, or they get hit with an appliance. I mean, it causes traffic congestion, and really, it's a safety issue for CHP because when there's stuff in the middle of the highway, guess who has to get out and pull it off to the side.
Christine, this Tarpex is just amazing, and people, you could go, our listeners can go to keepcaliforniabeautiful.org and get you a donation and clean up the roads in California. Christine, tell us what else is coming up that you're excited about that can help both clean up California and also benefit Keep California Beautiful.
Well, the big thing in working with all the state agencies on the statewide cleanup, we have a big focus in the Sacramento area on doing something for the state agencies and all the local governments and community members in the greater Sacramento area. So we're doing an e-waste collection with Electronic Recyclers International.
Thank you.
And I love you guys.
Feelings mutual.
You're setting up 2 locations for us, one down at 915 Capitol Mall, which is right across from the Capitol.
Great.
And one at 8950 Cal Center Drive. And they're going to be open from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And anybody, the general public, businesses, nonprofits, local government, state government, can bring a wide range of electronic waste and other items that are considered e-waste or shouldn't be going into the landfill, so we can get it recycled, number one, to get it out of the waste stream, and they don't have to pay for the recycling or disposal options because it costs people to get this done. You guys are helping us do this at no cost.
And how does Keep California benefit?
We benefit because for the electronics that are under the covered electronics law, we will get 16 cents per pound.
That's awesome.
It's huge, and we really need that funding so we can keep rolling our public education programs because we don't have state-mandated funding. Everybody thinks I have this huge budget.
So our call to action for our listeners is to get the stuff to Sacramento into your 2 collection facilities on May 6th, and that will benefit not only the environment and California, but also Keep California Beautiful, keep you doing all the great things and the initiatives that you're doing.
Exactly, and that's what we need to do. And all of these initiatives are coming together, and it's just a great opportunity. And we want to continue to do this because what we do is we negotiate and do things and work on public education campaigns that are calls to action and actually get something done.
That's
with
awesome.
Deliverable results that can be modeled for the communities, and these programs get implemented at the community level.
Hey, listen, and so what else, what other things do you want to highlight that are really important and on your heart and on your mind for Keep California Beautiful to get done this year? What do you want to share with our listeners?
Well, we really want to get more communities engaged. Right now, we have about 60 that are part of our program. There's actually at least 527 individual communities in this state that could be engaged with us.
So we need more people and more communities and more community leaders to join in the effort and become part of the solution.
Exactly. And we are here to help provide resources and solutions and networking, and that's probably the most valuable thing that we do.
That is, Christine, you are so solution-based, and what you already told us today are just some amazing stories and amazing solutions that can help us all change the planet to be a better place and change California in terms of environmental and the green movement and the sustainability movement. Give us, and I know because I've heard you do this before, give us, though, some of your 5 easy things our listeners can do to reduce litter and make California a better place for all of us to live.
Here we go. We have some taglines. Every piece of litter has a face on it. Somebody did something somewhere, and it's there. So what you can do is, if you find something out there, bring it back. Bring back one more thing from an outing, anywhere you go, to a beach, to a park, biking.
And that doesn't cost money.
It doesn't cost money. All of this is free.
I love it.
Okay? Recycle, and really it's about source reduction. Use less, and recycle more. So recycle at home, away from home. All these materials are too valuable a resource to waste.
Give us number 2.
Number 2, BYO bag. Bring your own bag on shopping trips whenever you can, and reuse and recycle all the paper and plastic shopping bags you accumulate.
That's a great, and another easy one.
If you smoke, be environmentally responsible.
I don't hear that often.
I know. If you're a smoker, make it a resolution to use a pocket or portable ashtray or ash receptacle to reduce the cigarette litter. Don't leave your butt behind. These butts are not biodegradable.
I like it. What's number 4?
Learn how physics relates to litter. And that ties back with the secure loads equals clean roads. Personal car and trucks, as well as waste debris hauling trucks, are the major source of roadside debris and litter. So challenge yourself to secure your load and keep trash and debris from blowing out of your vehicle. We have car litter bags. That's a really easy thing.
Now, I wish, I don't have all the fancy buttons like they do on a lot of radio shows and stuff. But if I had one, I'd press the drum roll button because I think this is the most, Mike, do you have a drum roll?
Well, let me see if I can help you out.
Oh.
See if this will do.
Go on. Oh, that's perfect. Well, Christine, give us the best thing that everyone can do. Thank you, Mike, for the drum roll, by the way.
The best thing is you're valuable. You need to reinvest and volunteer your time. Reinvest yourself and volunteer your time in your community to make it a better place to live, work, and play. And we want this to get, and specifically why we're doing this big statewide day outside of April, everybody goes crazy in April because of Earth Day, which is great, but we need this to be every day. We need this to be every week, every month.
That is one of the greatest messages anyone has ever brought to us on our show. And that's what Mike and that's why we come here every week and we do Green is Good, because we're all about change and we're all about solutions. And that's what you're about, Christine. Christine, I'm just going to ask you one favor. Can you come back one day and do another show with us?
I'd love to.
Christine Flowers-Ewing, you are a rock star in California, and everybody who wants to hear more about what Christine is doing as the executive director, go to keepcaliforniabeautiful.org. And thank you, Christine, for being on Green is Good.